because if it wasn't, it wouldn't happen. I don't believe, and everybody here is going through something. And it's for a reason. We don't know what the reason's for, but it is for a reason. And like I told the guy, I've told several people this. I'm in the worst, best shape in the world I've ever been. I'm in the worst, best shape I've ever been in my life. I don't have a lot of money, but I've got the Lord. So I'm in the best shape of my life. You can't buy Him. He don't. So, money can't buy that. So, money can't buy, kisses from your grandkids or, your daughter, your sister, your brothers, sisters, everybody. It can't buy that,
That's right, amen.
So, I want to talk a little bit, just for a second, on sowing discord. In Proverbs 6 and 12, it says, "Do not sow no discord." And before I start, I guess I need to pray and start. Lord, let me bless somebody tonight, Lord. Let my words be yours. In Jesus' name I pray. But sowing discord, it can hurt people. And when you hurt people, once you say it, once you hurt someone, they can say they forgive you, but deep down they might not. Once it's said, it can't be taken back because it's still there, really, because they don't really take. So what I'm going to do in my home, is try not to say nothing that I have to take back.
Amen.
Okay. And that I feel sorry for. And it's hard to do because you're going to do it. It's just life, I guess. But, I've said a lot of things in my life that I'm not proud of,
Come on, brother.
But I thank God I've got a merciful God that will forgive me.
Amen.
He forgives me for stuff that I do wrong. But, stuff you don't mean to do wrong, if you continue in sin and continue in doing what you're not supposed to, that's not, you're not supposed to do that. But if you don't really mean to do it, He'll forgive you. I don't think you need to continue to do something that's not right. That's right. That's my opinion. But I guess that's why it says work your own salvation out. So,
yep.
With fear and trembling. So and you need to fear God. Because, it's in the Bible. To fear and I feel so unworthy, but I feel so worthy.
Come on,
it's hard to understand. I don't know if anyone understands what I'm saying, but I feel so unworthy, but I feel so worthy. But back to the, about the discord, sowing discord. I've said a lot of things about my pastor. Not a whole lot. I don't want to give him real much. But I have said a lot of things about him. And he knows, because I've told him. I told him. I told him I didn't mean to. And at the time, I probably meant it, but really I did. Really I did. I thought I did, but I didn't. Because I love him. I don't want to hurt him.
Come on.
But sowing discord against people, it don't matter. It's bad. And it hurts people. So and you don't want to hurt people. If you're a child of God, you don't want to hurt people. You got a tenderness in your heart. You don't want to hurt people.
Come on, amen.
And you really, that's the way I feel. I don't know. If you want to hurt people, you more than likely need to go up there right there. And figure it out because that's not my God.
That's right.
So, it's just, things you say can hurt people. And you can say some things sometimes that not really mean to hurt them. They still hurt. Yeah. But they are accidents. And I'm sure that, you just got to go to that person and say, it says in the Bible, go to him and talk to them, and they'll understand if they're a child of God and they really, truly got God, they'll understand.
Amen, Brother Steve.
It is. It's the they can't talk about it and work it out, somebody's being unreasonable. And that's the truth. I mean,
That's right.
you got to be able to work things out. And you know, we're a family.
Yep.
We're going to have disagreements.
Amen.
You know, my family came, they heard that, you know, what happened. I didn't know, they surprised me. They was talking about, you know, what I did about a month ago. And they was talking about me going to church and how much I love this church and everything. And they said they wanted to come to support me, you know. And they showed up Sunday out of the blue, and I didn't know it, you know. I got 4 sisters. 3 of them shows up. One of them says, I'm not going with that hypocrite nowhere. Okay? You know, that hurt my feelings. But when I got back to my mama's and I found out what was said, I said, well, I'll pray for her. You know, I didn't say, well, bad things about her or nothing. I said, I'm just going to pray for her.
Come on, Brother Steve.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to, I mean, what's going to hurt? It's going to hurt me to get upset about it and say something ugly about it. And it's going to, you know, just go a circle that's just going to never end, and it's just going to continue to be just a drama circle. Is what it's going to be.
Good preaching. Go
You
ahead.
know, and we need to get out of that drama circle.
Amen.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, I was laying in bed. I don't know, it's Thursday morning about 6 o'clock, and I know that I'm being called to preach. And, you know, I want it. And, you know, in due time, you know, not in no hurry, I just want the Lord when it's His time. That's when I want, you know, because that's when it's going to be the best. You know, I can't hurry it up. I got to wait on Him to give it to me for me to have it. So I was laying there and I said, well, I was asking for a word, you know, and that maybe, you know, to preach, you know. And tonight, I didn't know I might even get a chance to preach, but, you know, or speak. I say preach, I don't know, that's a big word for me right now, but speak. I'm going to say that, if that's okay. Because, I mean, I feel like I want to speak, and I need a lot more rooting in the Word.
All right, Brother Steve.
You know,
Go ahead.
because, you know, I'm still a baby. I mean, I'm a baby in this, and I need this right here, right there.
Bless him, Lord.
You know what I'm saying? I want it right there.
Come on, amen.
You know, and here in the last couple of weeks, you know, I can't get enough of it, you know, and I want more. But I asked Him for a word. It's real simple on the word that I got, you know, but I had to make it up the way. They didn't give me exactly all of it, just a little bit of it. Kind of like, just imagine us being magnets, like our body being magnets, you know, and every time that we sin, you know, sin would come down and stick to us like, you know, and it would announce what you did.
Yep.
Okay? And you'd have to walk around wherever you was walking with alcoholic on your side, or say for instance, drunk, you know, or pornography, or, you know, whatever, your mouth filthy, or whatever. I mean, whatever you've done that whole entire week or month, what you've done is announced on your body, and you couldn't get it off. So, how many people would stay at home and wouldn't even leave their house?
All right.
You know, the only way you could get it off is to go and say, Lord, please, you know, I'm sorry. You know, you got to, you know, I'm sorry, you know, get this junk off of me. And it's junk. That's all this is junk.
Come on, Brother Steve.
You know what I'm saying? When you get sin in your life, it's junk. Just junk.
Come on.
I mean, that's all it is junk. And
Come on,
there's nothing
Brother
you can do with junk but throw it in the garbage. You know, that's all you can do with it. So, that's the word I got. And, I'm not saying, this last couple of weeks, I wouldn't have a lot on me because I've been living real good. And I'm happy. But 2 or 3 weeks ago, I probably had a little junk on me. Or a lot more than I would have had the week before. Or the week before.
Go ahead.
And this next week, I'm not going to have no more junk.
Come on, Brother Steve.
Amen. Come on. He's going to stay in the garbage. I'm tired. I want to live for my Lord.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? And, we can sit here and play church and say we're a Christian, but you got to, in order to be a Christian, you got to live like a Christian. Christian's a word. If you don't live it, you're not a Christian.
That's right. Come on.
You're not a Christian if you don't live like a Christian. If you say you're a Christian, you're just saying the word that you are. You're not living like a Christian if you're not a Christian.
Come on, Brother Steve.
Come on.
You can't say, well, I'm a Christian, and then go out there and cut somebody else 5 minutes from that. You can't do it. It's not possible. But you can get forgiveness for that. I'm not saying that you're going to be, you got to work your own self out again. We're back to the same thing. But, it's not an overnight process. If you lived your life like that for a long time, which, I was in bars and stuff my whole life, and I had a potty mouth. And I have a real bad problem with that. But I've gotten a lot better, and a lot better, and a lot better, and a lot better, and a lot better. Because I've got God in my life.
Amen.
I don't want to disappoint my God, and He don't want me to cuss. He don't want you to cuss. He don't want nobody to cuss.
That's right.
But, if you're living for the Lord, you don't want to cuss.
That's right.
If it don't put conviction on your heart when you cuss, you need to get to the altar.
Amen.
And if you don't put conviction on your heart when you sin, you need to come to the altar. Because the whole point of the whole thing, you're going to mess up. But the conviction in your heart is where you got to come and get rid of the stuff the junk. It's just junk.
Amen.
It's no good junk. The junk is no good. You got to get rid of it. But sowing discord. We're going to get back to discord. Just don't need to happen. It tears people up. It tears churches apart. It tears people apart. It tears just families apart. It's no good. And it says right here a warning about sowing discord in Proverbs 6 and 12. You need to read it. It's what it says. And, if you believe the word, you wouldn't do it. And I'm guilty. I'm a very guilty one of doing it because I've done it a bunch of times. But no more. I've done a bunch of things a bunch of times, no more.
Amen.
It's just, and I've said that before, but I mean it this time.
Amen.
No more. I've told my kids all my life, action speaks louder than words. And once you speak the word, you got to show the action. Right? So what happens from a year from now, you'll see me grow and grow and grow, and you say, man, he's got the goods. It wasn't just a kid, And you can see people walk in from inside, from outside in. And I've sat and watched it I've been serving the Lord now for right at 6.5 years. But I've seen people come into church and watch the transformation go on in their life and watch how they came in one way and 6 months from then, they're a different way. They got a glow about them. They got a smile about them. They didn't have that smile when they walked in the door. They didn't. They didn't have none of that. They didn't. And if you got the Lord and you're walking with God, you're going to have a smile. And you're gonna have a blow. You're gonna have a strut. I mean, God's gonna give it to you. You know what I'm saying? He's just gonna give you all the goods. He's not gonna give you just some of them. He's gonna give you all. Amen. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I want them all. I mean, I've heard Scott say it. I've probably heard him say it over the last 3 years. I ain't gonna tell him how many times. If you don't want them, I'll take them. Yeah. And if you don't want them, I'll take them. Okay? And that's the way I feel about it right now. Scott, you in trouble because I'm going to take them.
I heard that.
I'll be right there with you.
All right. Me and you'll take them all on. All right.
Amen.
But, it's a privilege to speak tonight. And, and I hope I bless somebody's heart.
Amen.
I'm telling you, it's just an honor to be able to speak for the Lord after being such a heathen like I've been all my life, And it's just the start of what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a mighty, mighty man of God.
Amen.
Amen. Claim it. Claim it. Yes.